Three women who are remarkably alike, though their roles and circumstances are different. All have had full, active lives, have learned wisdom and compassion through their many years. All know sorrow and loneliness, but all have the consolation of their families, their children's children. It is 5:30 a.m. Celia Konike performs her first prayer. As a devout Muslim, she prays to Allah 4 times each day. Celia is a Nigerian, 62 years old. At this hour, all is stillness and peace. The working day begins in Celia's household with the washing of the children in preparation for school. Grandchildren and great-grandchildren are soaped and soaked and scrubbed and rubbed to the nines. The hub of family life is the compound, the inner courtyard enclosed by the house. Celia has 10 grandchildren and great-grandchildren. Most of them go to school, some in the morning, some in the afternoon. They are given money to pay for the food they'll eat at school. Celia manages domestic finances, and she hands out the pennies. Finally, the morning shift moves off, starched and spotless. The compound and the rooms of the house are shared by several tenants. Only rich people can afford private homes. Most must live in crowded clusters with little privacy or convenience. There are other inhabitants, chickens, flies, and the lizards who live on the flies. A poor, unsanitary place by Western standards, but amazingly clean and neat considering the circumstances, and much better than average. This property belongs to Celia and her son. It is hers for her lifetime, left by her husband, who died in 1941. Celia has a secure and comfortable life compared to many Nigerian women of her age. The family income provides a fairly good standard of living. Some women must go out and work to earn money, but Celia can stay at home and enjoy the familiar pleasures of her own house and compound. Outside the compound lies the great city of Lagos, the capital of Nigeria. In some areas, Lagos is very modern, with a European character to streets and buildings. This is its western aspect, a legacy in large part of colonial days. But Western-style modernity is no match for the ageless rhythms of African life. The goat is still more basic to that life than the automobile. The city is composed of many districts, in effect small villages, each with at least one market. This is the world of most of the people of Lagos. It's the world of Celia Konike. This is where she buys fuel, clothing, food, all the things she needs for her family. It's very rare for her to venture beyond the familiar streets close to her home. In part, this is her preference. In part, it's tradition. Tradition and ritual are very important to her. In conversation with her senior son, Ishula, she is very formal. He is the head of a Muslim household, and she must defer to him. Ishula is a wireless operator at a Lagos airport. They're discussing the special prayers said every year on the anniversary of her husband's death. A time of deep grief for Celia, even after 20 years. They are going to have Muslim elders or malams come and say the ritual prayers. Normally they would also buy a ram and have it slaughtered for the occasion. But this year they must pay for repairs to the house and also for the wedding of one of Ishola's daughters. So this time they will just have the prayers. Shada, a granddaughter, helps Celia prepare the family's food, which is cooked in the communal kitchen. Life for women in the compound is a simple, even narrow one. This satisfies Celia. She's not part of the turbulent new Africa outside, changing so explosively. Her world is home and children. Her concerns are food for the family, clean clothes and clean bodies, devotion to her faith, and the unchanging daily tasks of the household. The anniversary prayers are held on a Friday, the Muslim Sabbath. The malams are met by Celia and Ishola and led to a shady spot in the compound. The prayers are conducted by the chief malam. He begins by asking that the dead man's sins be forgiven. Celia, as a Muslim woman, cannot visit her husband's grave. She must be content with this ritual demonstration of piety and remembrance. While the Corniquets pray, their tenants go about their own affairs. Life in the compound must continue as usual. Not an easy life, but a very secure one in its way. Its rules are clear and understood. There is a place for everyone, a role for everyone. Money is given to the malams as alms, in appreciation of the prayers, which begin for the dead, but continue for the living. Extra prayers for the family, for the whole household, for all who share the traditional, secure world of Celia Corniquet.
You'd never know there was a town here once. All gone now. Only the Burnside church left. I used to play here every Sunday after we were married. I played the organ, and he sat down at the back of the church. All gone now.
The little church stands in a grain field in a farming district in western Canada, west of Winnipeg. It's still used on Sundays, silent and empty on weekdays. Violet Galbraith used to look in occasionally, try the old organ, enjoy the solitude, and recall the old days. But this is her first visit in 3 years. Her husband, Bill Galbraith, died in an accident on their farm 3 years ago. So many memories here. When you grow up with a boy who becomes a man, and you live with that man for 40 years, helping to work a farm, bearing children, you've had a full life, and you have many memories. Perhaps that's why it's so hard when you suddenly find yourself alone. Alone, even with friends and family, things to enjoy and things to do. There's the trim house in town, planned with Bill as a winter home and completed by Violet. She painted, papered, built a fence, garage, did everything exactly as Bill wanted it to be. She lives there alone. She has a daughter and a son in Portage la Prairie, but she won't stay with them. She doesn't feel it's fair or wise, doesn't want to intrude on their family life. She does babysit for them and is devoted to her grandchildren, though she sometimes finds their young, noisy vitality a little exhausting. She's become an ardent bowler since settling in Portage, and regularly gathers with her friends for an afternoon game. Of course, she plays the organ in her church. A church organ has been a part of her life since she was a young girl, back in the Burnside days. Then there's baseball, with a son-in-law playing on the town team, and a grandson to cheer for his dad. Too bad, Pete is out at first. These are the busy, involved moments. There are, of course, the other times. Violet has been accustomed to a day filled with making meals, baking, washing, farm chores, darning socks, mending overalls. Now that is past. There's so little to do in a house when you live alone. But Violet keeps as busy as she can, taking every opportunity to find a useful task or to enjoy herself. She can do both when a carnival comes to town, treating a couple of grandchildren to the rides and sharing their enjoyment. She's a cheerful, gregarious woman, loves to gather the family in her house for a Sunday dinner. It's good to cook an enormous meal and have lots of people at the table. Almost like it used to be, years ago, when her children were small, and she and Bill were young, and so much lay ahead. Almost the way it used to be on the farm. Almost. From the old church, she is irresistibly drawn to the farm. The land is rented now to a local farmer, but everything is as it was. It's a good farm. It should be. A lot of care went into it. Bill Galbraith loved the land, and he was a good farmer. So was Violet. In the early days, she worked the land with him, driving the horses, plowing, seeding. Through the years, the farm prospered, and life became a little easier. When the children were grown up and had left home, it was possible to think of selling the cattle, letting the barn stand empty, grow grain in the summer, and move into town for the winter. Relax a little after 40 years of work and struggle. That was the plan. But it didn't come to pass.
Never knew for sure just what happened. I was canning tomatoes that morning. Out of the kitchen window, I saw him trying to get to the house, staggering. I took care of him as best I could until we got him to the hospital in Portage. Then we took him to a Winnipeg hospital that night. He must have tried to step over the belt on the tractor and got thrown by it and hit his head. There wasn't a mark on him, just on the back of his head. A bit of blood on the back of his head. He died 4 days later. Three children born in that house. 40 years with Bill. Life wasn't easy sometimes, but we enjoyed everything. We worked together. I shouldn't complain, but it's hard being left alone.
The hill city of Ouro Preto, one of Brazil's old cities, a few hundred kilometers north of Rio de Janeiro. "7:15, and the day begins for one dynamic citizen of the old city, a 64-year-old Brazilian matriarch. A grandmother and a widow, Elisa Ferrari, Dona Elisa to all who know her. She has had an incredibly full and fruitful life. She has borne 12 children and has 13 grandchildren. As a part-time midwife, she has helped some 500 infants into the world. Thousands more owe her a part of their education. She was a schoolteacher for 33 years. Her zest for life and work is undiminished, and her days are a whirlwind of activity, with her solitary breakfast, the calm before the storm. Her husband died 8 years ago, but together they were able to acquire a bit of property and 3 houses, which she shares with a good half of her large family. Living with her are 2 sons, 3 daughters, in-laws, grandchildren, a boarder. It's a crowded, active household, especially in the morning. There's a maid of all work in the house, and the women of the family share in the domestic duties, but none works at the pace of Dona Elisa herself. She's everywhere, doing everything in bewildering succession.
Pai Noé. Oh, que bonito.
The kitchen is her command post. From it, she directs the affairs of the household, like a general commanding his staff. From the kitchen window, she keeps a watchful eye on her domain. Everything and everyone in it is her concern. Grandchildren, animals, fowl, they all take heed when Dona Elisa speaks. Not that anyone is frightened of her. The neighbors come and go through her garden as though it were their own. The girls giggle when she berates them for being idle. They know that behind the gruffness, there's a soft heart and a vast tolerance. Her tempo accelerates by the minute. A lightning visit to a young neighbor to bathe a baby. Dona Elisa has a sure and speedy hand with infants. She was midwife to this child, and to its mother, too. Back at home, a moment to spare, so it must be filled. There's an almost compulsive quality to this fantastic energy. Elisa Ferrari seems possessed by a need to occupy every second of her day. It is still only just past mid-morning. The climax is yet to come. The final preparations for the family lunch, the principal meal of the day. This is the major chore of the morning, and a fine, enjoyable frenzy it is.
Maria vai na minha casa hoje? Viu? Você pergunta e se ela for, você me avisa, tá bem?
Maria saiu da casa de seu Julian?
There are 15 mouths to be fed in this household. 11 family members, the student boarder, and 3 other students, fed each day by Dona Elisa. This is probably her happiest hour of the day. Her table loaded with her good food. She prides herself on her meals with good cause. And gathered around her, the family and the students.
Sta facendo Paolo.
Luiz Carlos! Olha isso! Chega no lugar que tu não quer ver o cara.
Moments of rest, moments of reflection are tortuous for Dona Elisa, because she has 2 sad memories. She had to give up teaching, which she loved. For 33 years she had poured her immense energy and compassion into her work as a teacher. In all that time, she never missed one day at her school. But she had worked too hard. She was tired. And she had become one of those teachers who see everything with the heart, who judge with the heart and not the mind. And she decided she must retire. Her other memory? She too is a widow. For her, as for Celia Conike and Violet Galbraith, there is a great emptiness in life that can never be filled. Regularly, she goes to her husband's tomb, taking with her flowers from the garden they planted together so many years ago. Like Celia's special prayers, this constant care is the duty of a widow. But it is a heartfelt duty, and it brings Donna Elisa a measure of ease and serenity. So does her strong devotion to her faith. She too prays for the dead and for the living. The grandmother, aged and bruised by life, but in her way, indomitable.